Hey, what is going on YouTube? Hey, Ron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and this time we have the newest campaign ship, the Tier 8 Giuseppe Verdi, the Italian tanky beast. But guys, I'm going to be honest, besides the heals and the tankiness, this ship doesn't really have that much going for it. Now, the overall package of this ship, if you can get it into the right position, as we do in this game, going up the middle on two brothers, she can be, a hammer, an absolute thumper of a tanky Italian battleship. But I feel like Wargaming spent a lot of their time on training rooms this update and just kind of threw together a few gimmicks that is the Giuseppe Verdi. This was by far my best game of the morning, and I'm not going to lie, I had some teams this morning which I know it's update day, and I feel like I say this every update Monday, but yikes, is all I have to say. So please keep that in mind during this review, and as always, stats, commander guide, modifications, and all the little gimmicks of the ship, stats-wise, will be at the end of the video, so if you're looking for that, make sure you check out the timestamps down below. Here we have just a prime example of what I was talking about, a Schlieffen with his, 8-kilometer torpedoes launching them up the channel for absolutely no chance to hit anything in this lobby, but anyway, we're going to go up the middle here. I know I preach playing your side, but there's honestly nothing I could have done except for maybe go all the way to the west and go out there with these islands. We are running a secondary build on this. You could run an accuracy build, but I truly think you're wasting your time. The secondaries do come a little bit longer than normal, base. They do come at, I think, 6 kilometers base, and we've got them out to 8.3 with a full secondary build. So this is not going to be the Lepanto 2.0, but something else that the ship does come with, which is honestly, it's just a gimmick in my opinion, is a radar. Somebody told me that the Italians didn't have radar during World War II. I don't know if that's true or not. One of my historians is going to have to comment and confirm that. But you basically get a Missouri radar 9.5 for 30 seconds, I believe. We'll go over it at the end. But it is nice to have that radar. You can catch destroyers kind of in that middle 6, 7, 8 kilometer range, and with, a full secondary build, you can make them pay for, being almost invisible up to 5.5 kilometers in some cases. The secondaries, as we mentioned, even with a full secondary build, aren't going to be the Lepanto, and recently the Lepanto was nerfed. I don't know if that's because they didn't want the Lepanto to overshadow this thing, but anyway. Let's get to the game here. We are on two brothers. We decided to go up the middle. Like I said, going out on that flank would have been a bit useless. And here, I had a little bit of a brown pants moment, but not too much. It is only a summoner in the middle. We actually almost dev strike him with guns. That's probably the most accurate salvo I have ever had in this ship. We turn right, and I'm glad we did because we missed all but 2 of his torpedoes. Thank goodness for our GK taking and securing the kill there, because I don't know what we would have done if not. 3 secondary hits and 6 overpens for a nice chunk on that summoner, and he would have been spotted anyway. I don't know why destroyers go up the middle on two brothers unless you're in a division with other people going up the middle. It is by far the worst thing you could do for your team, because now they are a destroyer down. Our team has the spotting advantage, and if you'll notice that Kleber, the enemy Kleber, or whatever it was at the time, you can see on the mini-map, is in a world of hurt. He is surrounded by multiple ships, and I think he goes down very shortly. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, and I kind of was, I'm not going to lie, I was just trying to get an aggressive gameplay for you guys. The games are not always going to work out this well. We had a pretty good team who wanted to push rather aggressively, and there goes that second destroyer. So just the epitome of update day, but we are putting our ship in the perfect position. We get another beautiful broadside, 7 hits there, 6 pens, 1 overpen, and we have ticked our first epic mod for the increase. We are running the secondary legendary mod, so we've got the increased secondary damage. Pay attention to the damage total, because while we are getting a good chunk of hits, we actually end up with, I think, over 300 secondary hits. It doesn't do all that much. Now, again, we are chunking them when we get the hits, but I think the 150s I think they have an 8-second reload, so the ones that really matter the most have a decent reload on them. But this is the strength of this battleship. If you are to get this ship to work, and guys, I really don't recommend buying out this ship. I'm going to say it right now. Honestly, if you were looking for an excuse to skip a campaign, this is it. I was not impressed with this ship whatsoever. This is just my best game. Of course, I'm going to put this one on YouTube. I did have a lot of games, and throughout those games, wins or losses, we were very tanky, and here is just the perfect... Oh, why did he go dark? Anyway, that Tulsa was rather unaware, but it works out later for us because he actually helps us get one of my favorite medals in Legends. Here is a broadside Friedrich the Grosser, as well as a broadside main. Our teammate in the Sumner took out that Prince Ruprecht behind us. So if you will see, this game is already over in 5 minutes, and is kind of due to us just pushing ourselves in a very forward aggressive position. But I promise you, if you do this often, you will lose. You will lose, or you will find yourself, this is one of those games where it just works out. It's two brothers. We have a perfect path up the middle. Our team was pretty aggressive on the east flank as well. Here, though, it is kind of a good example of this tankiness. Yes, we were a touch broadside. You definitely do not want to show broadside. We will go over the armor at the end here. But that this armor does protect you if you can angle well. Now, we were definitely not the most angled in that situation. I was trying to get the rear turret on. We did actually manage to get a Citadel on that main, as well as miss the kill secure on that Friedrich there. So 2 kills that we did miss, but it doesn't matter. Kills are not the important factor here. Tanking damage as a battleship and dishing out damage. So in a short amount of time, we've actually ticked up nearly 170 secondary hits total, but not too much damage. Most of the damage, if we're being honest, has come from our main battery. 1 Citadel, 29 hits. It's a combination, right? You're not going to be... I don't think the damage record for this thing is going to be set anytime. It's not going to be anything obnoxious. Maybe if you can get the right game. But if you look at our heals and our health, we were down to nearly 8,000 health, and if you notice those heals, they ticked us back up all the way. You can see the amount that we can heal here, as we also get another beautiful broadside for 2 pins and 1 overpin. Can you imagine if you were sailing broadside in an American heavy cruiser and you got broadsided by a 16-inch battleship? But anyway, that is the game of Legends. Our secondaries are doing work. We have angled against this main. The Tulsa is not interested in shooting us, and there's one more ship left alive who is chasing a destroyer at the back of the map. So this is a perfect example of update day, but we actually got our damage control party off. We are at 6,000 health. We finally get a Citadel on that Tulsa who is just completely unaware. If we're talking about situation awareness, please be aware of your surroundings. Anywho, we want to get the last kill on, or we want to get the back turret on this main here, and then we decide to go for the double strike here, aiming at the Tulsa. Our secondary should finish off this main, even though we've gotten 124 hits. We actually get the kill on the main, and that's when we line up the Tulsa, and good night, thanks for playing. And thank goodness the game ended, because we probably would have burned out, but we didn't, so we ended up with the Dreadnought, the Fireproof, the double strike, the coveted double strike, and the high caliber. So a pretty good overall game. Combined there, we got a nice slew of medals. Only 2,000, 2,100 XP, 167,000 damage. So a pretty average game. 315 secondary hits though. Guys, this is not a great ship. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It can be a fun ship if you get 8 people who have no idea what they're doing on the enemy team and just let you push your ship right up the middle on 2 brothers and shoot them. But there are our modules. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats of this ship. The survivability is an awesome 69,100, 69. The guns, 3x3, 406 millimeters, with a nice secondary range of 8.3. But as we mentioned, the 152s there have a 6.4, so not 8 seconds, but a 6.4 second reload with the full secondary build. The AA defense is pretty, it's not going to do great, maybe against tier 7 carriers, but if you get up tiered, yeah, good luck. Maneuverability is kind of a strength of this ship, that and of course the armor. 32 knot speed, a moderate turning circle there with a, slightly above average rudder shift. Like I said, if you can find yourself in the right position, you get island cover, you get the right type of enemy that, doesn't shoot back at you, then you will do fine. The concealment there was, 13.2. It's battleship with concealment mod. Here is the armor, though, and this is kind of one of the only saving graces of this ship. You do have some nice armor. We did actually watch Chili get yeeted live on stream, testing out the broadside armor. So you've got a bit of a turtle back there. It's pretty flat, though, around the Citadel, so just don't show broadside or full broadside. You saw us show a little bit of an angle there and get chunked as well, so make sure you're fully angled or just not angled at all so you can return quickly back to port. But a good-looking ship, just probably not a ship that I will play very often, if I'm going to be honest. Like I said, if you wanted to skip one, this might be the campaign. Another saving grace, the heel and the armor. The heel You saw it in the game and on screen there. It's one of the best things about this ship. There's the radar, 9.5 for 35 seconds, not 30, so 35 seconds. A pretty good little radar. You have that or the option of sonar. So that is one of the gimmicks that is pretty, good for this ship. On top of that, we are also running the enhanced secondary, consumable because we are running a secondary build. Here is the ship overview, and we'll get to the commander in a moment here. We've got secondary reach, greater heal, and fast. All things we have mentioned, and, like I said, if you like getting, unloaded upon like a few of my ex-girlfriends, then this ship is for you, but I prefer to have some alpha strike and other capabilities in return. And yes, we got some good salvos, but also like that was one of the more accurate games that I have had. You will see some other games, some salvos that just do not cooperate. But here is our build. Apollo, D. Ravel, Not One for Nuisance, Porcupine, Firefighter, and Master Mechanic. I am not running properly Meticulous just because I think Master Mechanic is much more viable. With a fully maxed out Franz von Hipper and a 15-2 Haruna there. So we've got, I think you can get it out to 8.5 max if you have both of these, but that is a lot of promotion orders and money to throw at making the ship semi-viable. So take what you will away from this video. I thought this was a very mediocre ship, if I'm being honest, but that doesn't mean that you cannot have fun with it. I think there is an attitude in the community right now that it either has to, the ship has to be this overpowered, piece of work that is just the biggest piece of clickbait, or it's the worst ship on planet Earth, and then I just make a video crying and stomping my feet, which seems to be half of the community about training rooms today. Yes, guys, I know there is only 50 rooms available. Go outside and touch grass. That's what I have to say. It's going to be annoying for the first week, but if you have anything else to do, like most of us with jobs and other hobbies, then you will be okay. But that being said, if you don't like the ship, you don't like the way Wargaming is doing things, don't put your money into the game. People often complain about the game to the most, but yet they post about the game and play the game almost every day. So you can't have your cake and eat it as well. But that's just a little rant that we're having at the end of this video. I love you guys. We will be on training rooms tonight. Hopefully I'm going to try and have somebody hold a room for me. So we're going to try and recreate the Battle of the Denmark Strait. But that is a first look at the Giuseppe Verdi. The campaign, in terms of the rewards, is always worth it, but the ship itself I don't think is even close, in my opinion. Like I said, if you can get it in the right spot, it can absolutely be a hammer, and definitely has that tankiness as well as a good heal, but nothing that you guys are going to catch me playing often. So hope you guys enjoyed that review. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, Aaron out. Peace.